All right, you guys, welcome. My name is Kelly Hoover, and you have been invited and welcoming you to the Pep Talk here with LEMD. We are so incredibly excited that you are here. Whether you are a guest or you are already on peptides and you're just learning a little bit more, we're so happy that you are here. And what tonight you can kind of expect is we're going to first tell you a little, introduce you to Honey Sagari, who is our founder and CEO, the woman behind all the magic of why I know I am loving how I am feeling on peptides and really being able to share with others. And then we're going to share some stories with you guys. So I know Honey has a super busy schedule. So I know she pops on and we're able to have her for a little bit. And I'm just so happy that you're here. You guys, I have to tell you, when I first started my own peptide journey, was because I saw someone else's life being impacted. I saw someone else having great results on NAD plus. I saw someone else having great results on GLP-1s. And I felt like, oh, I want those same results, right? I wasn't very educated as far as like what they were doing, but I trusted them. So I'm sharing that with you because if someone invited you on tonight as a guest, or they invited you to listen to this as a replay, it's because they care. It's because they've had results, they've seen other people have results, and they care about you and know that you could potentially benefit from some of these peptides as well. So I always want people to know where our hearts are when we share our stories. I also want to say that the reason I personally chose to be a customer and then later become really an educator and just really be a brand partner with LEMD, part of that reason was because of Honey Sagari. And when I first heard her story and I heard the mission behind LEMD and I heard really what, this community that she was bringing people together, what the mission and what she was trying to do, I just thought like, I need to be in this space. There are so many people in this world who don't know, who feel shameful about doing GLP-1s, but they want the results, right? And they just want to have a normal person like all of us to share that journey with them, to be that girlfriend cheering them on, that guy friend to be like, you can do this. And when I heard Honey share her story and her vision, I thought, I have to say yes. I have to put my name behind this and really begin to educate. And I will tell you, I am in my 4th month of being a part of LEMD. I'm in my 11th month of GLP-1s and my 1st month of NAD plus. And I will tell you that it has been a complete game changer for me, not only as far as losing 33 pounds, but a game changer in my confidence, a game changer in walking into my closet and getting excited about putting clothes on, walking into my closet and going, oh my gosh, it's winter and these jeans, they fit me. In fact, I need to buy smaller jeans. It's not just necessarily about the pounds on the scale, but it's something that it does to you, like more pep in your step, more confidence, more feeling like better about me. And so, Honey, I want to introduce you and have you come on and just share a little bit with us about your passion and your story around LEMD and really the vision of why we are all here.
Oh, thank you, Kelly. And I love the outcome of what we're doing. I'm seeing it every single day, the hundreds and thousands of people's lives we've impacted with GLP-1s and other peptides. Thank you all for being here. I'm Honey Sagari, founder and CEO of LEMD. And I'd like to start. I'm really passionate about longevity and aging. This has been my world and everything I've poured my heart and soul into ever since I can remember. I talked about longevity before it was even a cool term, but as a little girl, I think I spoke about longevity in a way of keeping friends around for as long as possible because I lost my friends. I had this natural affinity towards older population and I wanted to keep them around, whether it was my grandparents or the community that took me under their wing and taught me, about the arts and sciences and all these fun things as a little girl. I started to lose my friends and I was like, no, I want to keep my friends around for as long as possible. So I started working in the field of gerontology and geriatrics. I worked in nursing homes, and my undergrad was focused on biology and psychology, figuring out how do I put the mind and body together. And then after that, I went on to further my studies in biochemistry and started taking graduate courses in gerontology and a program. Then in a hospitalized setting, we help patients who were experiencing delirium through a set of protocols. We were able to help them maintain baseline, but just understanding how the aging process works has been a passion of mine. And peptides, it's really interesting. I was talking to our pharmacy owner today, and he's like, I've been doing peptides for 17 years, and he looks incredible for his age, incredible. And he's like, the pharmaceutical industry doesn't want us to heal our bodies, and peptides have the ability to help us heal our bodies. And I believe it. The more I've learned about peptides in the last couple of years, the more and more I'm a fan and believer in what they are able to do. So when the opportunity came to start LEMD, I wanted to be crystal clear on my messaging, because I think in the past I've tried to make longevity products accessible and available, but the message wasn't clear. And now I'm understanding, when you're trying to start a company and a mission, you have to be super clear and concise, and people can't be confused on what it is you're trying to do. So we are a longevity company. We sell through our brand partners, because I find that to be an opportunity to educate as many people as possible. And these peptides have been life-changing for so many people, but also myself. I've lost 100 pounds using GLP-1 medications and other, exercise. I'm now focusing on muscle strength, because it's so important, guys, as you're on these GLP-1 medications, make sure that you maintain muscle. There's other peptides you could use, like Samoralin, to help maintain the muscle, but nothing beats getting adequate protein and going to the gym and weightlifting and exercising. So be sure you spread that message. And in fact, I was talking about this with the pharmacy owner today. He goes, anorexic people are the most obese people out there, because all they are, the body starts metabolizing muscle, and all you're left with is fat and your organs, right? You can't get rid of that. So while you're on GLP-1s, it's critical to maintain your muscle mass, or you could use adjacent products like the Samoralin to help maintain that. But it's been such a great learning experience of watching my body on these GLP-1 products and using other peptides. I've been using NAD, and I love it. Love it. I was very, very sick last week. I came back and I was like, let me give myself an NAD injection. And let me tell you, it just brought that pep back into my step, and I was able to work through, while my body was healing itself. So I'm grateful for the products that we're offering. I use them myself. And so when I talk about it, I advocate from a place of, I use our own products, and they've healed my body, and I'm passionate about making sure that it's accessible and affordable for as many people as possible. And we're on this mission to help heal ourselves first and foremost, and then spread that information throughout our communities and impact our communities. And, that's what this little elephant, Ellie, is symbolic of, that little clover that she's holding. That's our community. So we're here to advocate for them, help heal our communities, and empower individuals towards healthier living and lifestyle. So thank you all for the opportunity to share this with you and have you part of our community as well. Thank you.
Thank you, honey, so much for being on, you guys. I mean, what an incredible opportunity, and just having someone like Honey behind the mission and really creating that mission and creating a space for us to be able to, not only impact our own lives and with peptides, but learn and have the best quality and the community to go along this journey with other people. No one wants to go at it alone. I know when I first started, I had so much shame around it, and I didn't know. I mean, Blair knew, and I told one other friend who had done it before, because I felt comfort. And man, if I could have had a place like this where I would have felt accepted, right? Like, so just know that that is something that is provided here, and it's amazing. And I learned so much from everyone. So I want to welcome our guests tonight. You guys, welcome if you guys have hopped on since we started. We're so glad that you're here. Our very first guest, she had a family emergency. We're going to go to Vanessa, who I'm so excited to hear Vanessa's story. So Vanessa, I'm going to toss it over to you and just have you share a little bit about your story, and kind of tell us what really brought you to the idea of you wanting to share, and just tell us exactly your experience. We're so glad you're here. Thank you. Sorry, you're muted, Vanessa. If you're on a
Oh
computer,
my gosh.
there
Now
you
I'm not muted.
go.
Yay. Sorry. Oh my goodness. It's been a day. So it's like 40 degree. I don't know where everyone is, but it's like 40 degrees here and like raining. And I wish it was snow. But I don't know if we're gonna have a white Christmas. Anyways, so I've got my little hat on. It's been a day. So, which is like most of my days. So I have four boys and they all play hockey, go to hockey schools, and I'm on the go all the time. I would say after the fourth one was born, I kind of hit a wall. I felt like my body had given up on me. I was swelling and like gaining weight. I was having these fluctuations from like 10 to 20 pounds per month. And I've been studying health and wellness for 20 plus years. And so I know the things to do. I know what worked for me. And after that fourth baby hit, I could not get rid of the inflammation. I didn't feel comfortable in my skin. Um, it's a busy life. And having four boys, I come from all girl home. And so the stressors of just busy life and traveling and being married to a CEO, like entrepreneur, go-getter, and just constantly feeling and just did not feel like myself. It was actually probably, I was talking to a friend about it today. It was probably a really tough season because I have the knowledge and studies of health. And I was just kind of like, well, I'm juicing, I'm intermittent fasting, I'm exercising, I'm going to the gym, I'm meditating, I'm doing hot yoga, I'm like doing all the things and taking all the herbs, and nothing's like helping this weight. And I like my body, it was just basically perimenopause early. And then I discovered, I called my doctor from Hippocrates where I studied, and she was like, "We need to do full blood panel and get you on some peptides." And basically, when she did look at that blood panel, she said, if you weren't sitting in front of me and I didn't know you, I would think you were a 60-year-old woman. That was encouraging to say the least. But anyways, it wasn't until I started on the sermorelin, which is a great HGH peptide, which stimulates your human growth hormone. And we know that that starts to decrease after the age of 30. And I'm thinking, okay, I looked like a 6-year-old woman on my blood labs. Like I definitely need some sermorelin. And then she added the GLP-1, and that was like the game changer. All of the inflammation, the joint pain, um, and then just the hopelessness, that feeling of being stuck. And it just kind of like, I just felt so encouraged and I felt like this youthful energy. And I honestly just felt better than I did in my 20s. And then I added things like NAD, and I'm like, whoa, now I have this glow. I look like I'm back in my 30s. Like, this is awesome. And it's just been an amazing journey with the peptides. And I never had a way to share it with anybody. I would try to, reference people to my doctor, but the average person can't have that customized one-on-one experience. And when I heard about LEMD, I was like, I'm in, like, for the business side, not just as a client, but because now I have something I can share. And I've always wanted to share health and wellness with like every single person I come in contact with. And the messaging of longevity and the journey of all the different things that Honey is putting together and bringing to our community, I just feel amazing. And these powerful peptides, these science-backed tools, they have been an amazing tool for me. And I just feel like my hope has been restored. My energy, I'm able to keep up. And at this pace, I'm like, I'm gonna be a grandma that's there and able to help and serve my family. And I just want to encourage all of you, wherever you're at, that there is a way, like there is hope. There is a way to feel like yourself again. So I'm just
I love
connect with whoever, sorry, connect with whoever brought you here. You know, there's this community is amazing. Join our Facebook group, and see all of these testimonies of people growing and just like transforming before our eyes. It's just been an amazing 6 months.
Yeah, I'm so happy
So
for you. And I love the fact that, here's the interesting thing, you guys, is that some people have a lot of knowledge, like Vanessa, and some people don't. And all of that is accepted, and all of it is like really, truly, you have the opportunity to learn, and you have people who can teach you and can educate you about things. So just ask questions. So thank you. I'm so glad that you shared your story and just so many different peptides that have really impacted you. And I love
yes,
the combination of, that GLP-1 and Samorlin and NAD, like really that is like what is working great.
yes,
So
yes,
thank you so much. Um,
yes, of course.
I'm gonna ask you if you will unmute really quick. I know I'm putting you on the spot, but I would love for you just to take a minute and share a little bit about your story. And we would love to
Yeah.
thank you.
Yeah, thanks for asking. I do no makeup, no hair, no nothing, but it is what it is. And somebody said in there, I'm 50. I'm 53, so I'll be 54 this year. And so yeah, I think we are aging backwards. It's I wanted to be on peptides many years ago. I'm going to be on the 30th. I'll tell a lot about my story, but it started probably 18, 20 years ago. And I had gastric bypass surgery. And I've always been a successful patient with gastric bypass. But, have two kids, you hit menopause, all these things happen, and you start gaining a little bit back, a little bit back. And I was back up, just, my endocrinologist was like, Susan, you're a success. You're still over 100 pounds down. But for me, it wasn't about the number, it was about how I felt. And of course, I want pants to look better on me, dresses. I want to feel better, but it really was about how I felt. And so I had been talking to my endocrinologist for about a year and a half about the GLP-1s, and they were just so unaffordable. They were just out of reach for so many people. And I've known Kelly, I've known Blair, and I've known a couple other people. And when this opportunity came up, they said, you have to know about this with your background, with everything you've done. You just got to know about this. And so I started on GLP-1 back in March. I've lost 41 pounds and I feel fantastic. I know the inflammation is gone. I have also started NAD. I started back when we only had the nasal spray in North Carolina. We now have the injectable. So I'm excited about that. Samorlin's next on my journey, Vanessa. So I'm coming. But just the inflammation, the brain fog, I'll tell you what GLP does. It did for me. It gave me back control. It gave me that control of being able to decide what I wanted to eat, how I wanted to exercise, what I wanted to put in my body, because I knew all this before. And it's so easy. Life is so busy and life is so hectic. And there's a lot of things going on in your life that you just get out of control, and everything controls you. But this is the one thing I could control. And so it got rid of the food noise for me, and it let me refocus on where I wanted to go, where I wanted to be. And so I started that back in March, I think it was March or April, and here I am. And I don't see it stopping. I'm microdosing now, and I feel great with it, but it let me reset, and I just feel better. My joints feel better. It's just like this load is lifted off of you. So I can't say enough about how it makes you feel. Besides the weight loss, there's so many great benefits from it.
Thank you, Susan.
Yeah.
I love so much that you said, but the fact that you just said, like, it truly like brought you back, and it made you feel like you had control.
Mhm.
I've actually never heard anybody put it in those words, but you're so spot on, right? So much control in craving, so much control. For me personally, when you said that word, I immediately thought about all the food chatter that I have, which is called food noise, which I didn't even know was a thing until I didn't have it anymore, right?
Yep. There was a point in my life, and some of the people on this call probably knew me at that life prior. I mean, there were times I would get on the scale 10 times a day. I could tell you when I ate as to where I would gain weight, what I drank, it was awful, and such a hard relationship. And it's just so empowering. And this is the thing, is it's here. Like you said, Vanessa, you can do this. Anybody can do this, and it becomes affordable. Whether you want to be a business partner or not, that just helps it more affordable. But you can do it even if not. And I mean, my kids are my greatest gift. This is a gift that's in the top five. I want to tell you, top five, at least for me. At least for me, it is.
I know. Thank you
Yes.
so much. Blair, I'm going to have you come on really quick and share, if you don't mind to share specifically, just a really quick about PT 141. I feel like this is a peptide that she's like, great, thank you. Give me that one to share. But I feel like this one that doesn't get a lot of airtime sometimes. And I feel like, I don't know why I feel very called to ask you to share about this, but I feel like there's probably somebody that needs to hear it. And
He wants me to share my sex life. That's fine. All
we
right.
a little bit,
Yeah. We'll make it spicy. All right. So my name's Blair. And so I've been on a lot of the same peptides that other people were talking about tonight. And there was one when I started with this company, LEMD, and you heard the CEO share tonight. And because I was already on NAD, I was already on GLP-1. When I was introduced to Honey Sagari and what she's doing here, I was immediately excited about it. And I was already currently in the middle of my NAD and GLP-1 from another company that was way more expensive, but I didn't need to reorder yet. And so I wanted to try something. And when I saw PT 141 on there under sexual health, I was like, all right, I'm going to give this a try, see what it can do. Now, my background is I had ovarian cancer in 2020, 2021, went through 6 rounds of chemotherapy. Afterwards, I had a couple different surgeries, immediately put into menopause. And you can imagine that it really wreaked havoc, right, on my sexual life. Not only because any of you that might be in menopause, you can understand this, your tissue changes, your lubrication changes. But on top of that, you don't feel as sexy, you don't feel the same. And so all those things play into our sexual life, right? Our sexual health. And so we had been really working on this. I say we because my husband was like determined to find a way for me to enjoy sex again. And so we were working on this a lot. We tried like multiple lubrications. I was trying all kinds of products. If you guys have ever heard of Bonafide, I think I tried every product in their line. But either it didn't work for me or like some of them were horse pills. Like I kid you not, like super big pills that I would just gag on and it wasn't worth it to me. So when I started on PT 141, which is sometimes called the Barbie peptide, because it actually does 3 things. When the scientist was first coming up with this particular peptide or working on it, it was actually to help him to have tan skin without getting the harmful UV rays outside. So it does give you a beautiful glow, a really nice tan. It also helps with managing cravings, like not being as hungry. It kind of alters your appetite a little bit, not as much as a GLP-1 would, but a little bit. And then it helps with sexual health. So they call it the Barbie peptide. And when I first got started on it, I noticed right away that like I actually like wanted to have sex. I noticed that it felt a little bit better when we had sex, but after being on it for a month, like literally my lubrication came back, which is huge. Even so much so that like when I went to my oncologist, where I have to get checked every now 6 months, but at that time it was 4 months, he was like, "Wow, your tissue looks amazing. It's like bright pink, like it would have been when you were younger. What are you doing?" And that just shows you, like, on a cellular level and with my tissue, what it was doing. But I can tell you, I enjoy sex again. I actually want to have sex again. And the best part, I'm just going to say it all here because it's a safe place, but I actually can have orgasms again, which those of you that are in menopause, I think you know what I mean. So that's really exciting. We actually had a sex expert last Thursday on our educational series. The company, one of the things I love about Honey Sagari, who you just met, was that she is really, really proud to empower and educate people on these peptides, but not just peptides, on longevity, health, and wellness. So every Thursday night, we have an educational series that you're all welcome to join. We've had psychologists, we've had physical therapists, we've had trainers, we've had doctors, we've had all kinds of people. And this last week, we had a sexual expert, and they went all into PT 141, but also sexual health and why it's so important, because your libido is actually tied to your health. So if you have a low libido, there's something else going on. So it's really important that you take care of your sexual health just as much you do all your other health, right? And you deserve to, because you should be able to enjoy it, whether you have a partner or whether you're by yourself. Like, teach their own, right? So you want to be able to enjoy that. It's an important part of your health. And it's important to continue to do that even as you get older. So that's my PT 141 story. I won't go ever without it. And I did do the injection first, in case you're wondering. On our site, we have 2 ways to offer it, injection or nose spray. I'm currently using the nose spray to see if there's any difference. I do think the injection works a little bit better. So if you could handle an injection, it's a very small needle, just like all the rest. I would go with that over the nasal spray.
Cool. Thank you so much. I wanted you guys to be able to hear kind of the array. You heard GLP-1s mentioned, you heard Samorlin, you heard NAD plus and PT141. These are just a few of the offerings from a peptide standpoint. So I want to encourage you guys. You see my doggy in the background now. I want to encourage you guys to, connect with the person who invited you either to listen to this live or to listen to the replay. As I mentioned in the beginning, it's because they care about you. So I learned about peptides from Blair, watching her go through her own experience. Like I mentioned, she was the person I was talking about. And it was just an amazing, amazing opportunity for me to see her story. My story is very different, but I never would have learned about them had somebody not shared it with me. And I will tell you, after starting in February on semaglutide, transitioning to tirzepatide, 33 pounds down. I met my goal in August. I've been microdosing ever since. And to be able to go and still enjoy the things I want to enjoy, but not to be like, overindulge, or to really just truly have total control. I love that word, Susan. Has just been a game changer. It really has been a game changer. And it's really helping me with my relationship with food as well, because I didn't really know that I had a bad one, right? Until I started kind of taking myself out of that constant cycle that I was in. And that is the thing that I love about the product. So thank you all for joining. The person who invited you, please get back with them, ask them questions, let them know, what questions you have, which one you're potentially interested in, what is their opinion, like which one you should start with. And we're here to help you. The last thing I will leave you with is it is the middle of December. And we all know that a lot of us will really, truly want to go January 2025 on that, change of journey. We want to get healthy. Adding this and being able to get yourself prepared to start it right after Christmas, right before Christmas, right before New Year's, you're going to have a jump start, and you're going to really, truly be able to make some changes. And this is your assist. This is your change assist. It's going to get you to those goals, and it's going to be amazing for you. I cannot wait to see what your stories are. And thank you, Susan. Thank you, Vanessa and Blair, for sharing. And I hope you guys have a good night. We'll see you soon.